Anyone who owns a cat knows that you can't force him to do anything he doesn't want to, especially when it comes to where he sits. Pet beds, travel crates, forget it. If it's where he belongs, you can bet he'll avoid it at all costs. But that doesn't mean that cats don't ever like to sit still. Obviously, they're masters of napping and lounging. They just have a preference for where they do it, and that preference tends to include boxes and inside other strange items. Cats love boxes so much they'd be willing to climb inside them no matter how small. Just take this cat for example. Even though he was much larger than this empty box, he still couldn't help but investigate. Whether he needed a closer look or he really thought he'd be able to fit inside this teeny box, the cat pushed his fuzzy head inside as far as it would go, and promptly got stuck. It looks like the box won this round. Other cats can fit into small spaces, as long as they have a little momentum, of course. This little girl held a long box steady as she waited for her kitty to get a running start. Zoom! This cat took off as if she was in a race and hit her target in seconds flat. Thankfully, the box was big enough to hold her, and it looked like she was perfectly happy to be all snuggled up in her box. Of course, not all oblong boxes are cat-friendly. Check out this feline, sizing up a narrow box and trying to determine whether or not he could cram inside. Any guesses as to what he did next? You have to wonder if this cat truly believed he could fit into that box. He even took a cue from the kitten before him and got a running start, though it's safe to say he didn't get very far. This next cat got a little help from her human. In a way, it was almost as if they were playing fetch, except she was both the ball and the one returning the ball. Just get ready to watch their technique. First, the kitten gave herself plenty of space to assess the situation. She eyed her target and set off running. The floor was slippery and she lost some traction, but with the help of her owner, she managed to conquer the box. It's not only boxes that catch a cat's attention. Plastic bags are just as cozy, provided the feline doesn't mind the crinkling sound and all the static. For this cat, a discarded blue plastic bag was all he needed. The way he leapt into the very back of this bag almost makes you wonder if he'd seen something in there he wanted to attack, or maybe he just thought there were some leftover groceries that needed putting away. By now, you've seen just about everything. Cats putting their faces into tiny boxes, cats sprinting into plastic bags, and cats jamming themselves into cardboard tubes. But that was far from all of it. Behold, the suspended plastic bag. You'd think jumping into a plastic bag that's being held off the ground would be a challenge, but this cat accepted it like a champion. He stuck the landing too, if you accept hung in the bag uselessly after as your definition of sticking the landing. Meanwhile, in some cat circles, there raged a great debate to a timeless question: how many cats can fit in a standard McDonald's paper bag? These felines were going to get to the bottom of this debate and the bag. They found the answer quickly. It seemed that only one fully grown cat could fit inside a McDonald's bag at a time. Oh well, at least one kitty was loving it, right? Well, maybe not. Life in the McDonald's bag took a dark turn for this cat the moment he tried to wriggle out. Whoops! Perhaps the more important question we need to ask is, how many cats can get out of a McDonald's bag? The next cat looked like he came from a cartoon. He actually had to be held back, as his legs moved a la Scooby-Doo while running in place. So where's the bag in this picture, you may ask? Way off screen. This is a cat that must pride himself on navigating small spaces, because he squeezed right into this discarded baguette bag with no problem. Still, like all the cats before him, you have to imagine he'd have a tough time getting back out. You may look at this box and say, big whoop. Compared to some of the packages these felines were squeezing into, this box may as well be as spacious as the Grand Canyon. But remember, it's not the size of the box that matters, but the speed of the cat diving into it. After a little coaxing from a toy, this kitty engaged his rocket boosters and absolutely flew through the box. He attacked it with such force, in fact, that one has to wonder if the box survived the impact intact.